What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to our channel here at Vagabond Builds, and today we're bringing you another comparison video between two cars. To my right, I have the 2024 Honda CR-V in the Sport Touring Hybrid trim, and we're going to be comparing that over to the 2024 Honda CR-V, but just Sport, not Sport Touring, Sport Hybrid. And we're going to be talking about exteriors, interiors, and specs on both these cars and showing you guys the differences. But before we even get started, because this video is not sponsored and we truly need and appreciate you guys' support here at Vagabond Builds, please tap that like button and subscribe to our channel. If you do have something for us to film, here's our email below. Email us and we could talk details later. Also, a special shout out and a thanks to AutoNation Honda here at the Roseville Auto Mall in Roseville, California, for providing us these beautiful cars for this review. And keep watching and stay tuned, because later on in this video we're dropping those MSRP stickers so you guys get an idea of exactly what comes on these cars and the price tag on top. Now let's go ahead and talk 2024 Honda CR-V. So let's kick this comparison video off with talking some specs under the hybrid hood. Now, before I mention to you what you get in the Sport and Sport Touring hybrids, I want to mention that you get two powertrains, okay? In the LX, EX, and EXL, you're getting a 1.5 liter turbocharged engine that comes in at around 190 horsepower. But as soon as you get a Sport or Sport Touring trim hybrid, which is standard, you're getting a 2.0 liter four-cylinder direct injection gas-powered engine with two motors, electronic CVT transmission. But again, I also want to mention something to you, that you're getting two different numbers with horsepower and torque. If we go ahead and mention without the two electronic motors that run, or the two hybrid electric motors, you're getting horsepower at 145 horsepower with 138 pounds-feet of torque. But paired together with the two electric motors, you're getting 204 horsepower with 247 pounds-feet of torque. A little bit about the powertrain on the Sport Touring that you're looking at, the white one in this video. It comes standard all-wheel drive, and because it is standard all-wheel drive, it's going to get a little less MPG, and that comes in at 37 highway, 37 combined, and a 40 city. Dimensions on this exact car itself is 185 inches in length, 74 inches in width, and 67 inches in height, with an 8.2 inch ground clearance and 1,000 pounds of towing capacity, to where you lose 500 pounds of towing capacity because of the hybrid system. But if we go ahead and shoot over to the blue one, the MPG is 43 city, 36 highway, and a 40 combined. Want to mention also that it has a 12.8 gallon gas tank size, okay? So remember, front wheel drive comes standard on just the Sport. Now you can opt in for the all-wheel drive, but again, front wheel drive on the Sport. If we shoot over to the Sport Touring, standard is all-wheel drive. Remember, MPG is a little less on the Sport Touring because of the all-wheel drive, to where the front wheel drive gets a little bit better MPG. Now let's go ahead and mention right off the bat the differences on the exterior from the Sport in the blue to the white Sport Touring hybrid, and let's go ahead and show you guys right off the bat. Starting with the Sport Touring, what we're going to see, this color bezel here, trim that goes around this kind of vent look-alike. It is not an active air vent, but it just kind of adds some character to the car. That's one. Also, the bumper sensors going across, that's two on the lower level of that. All right. And then the lift gate is, we do have a power lift gate, or a hands-free lift gate on the Sport Touring, and I'm going to show you guys that when I'm in the back. But let's go ahead and show you guys and compare what just the Sport looks like. Again, from the silver, you get that piano black gloss, and also the bumper sensors, okay? No bumper sensors on the Sport. Shooting over to the side, differences on the side. Let's talk wheel area. Wheel area, rims are different. They literally almost look the same. You will never see it if you're like not paying attention to it. But again, the rims themselves do come in the black gloss. But again, the spokes are a little bit different design and a little different placement, all right? Also different tires. On the Sport, you're getting a Hankook Kinergy GT, and the size is a 235/60/18, to where here you're getting a more expensive or a higher end tire with a Michelin, and that Michelin is a Primacy all season, and the size is 235/55/19. 16. Okay, so you're getting a bigger size here. Also, what are more differences? Let's go ahead and show you guys the back on that lift gate. Here in the rear end, the main difference here is a hands-free tailgate that you get with the Sport Touring trim that you don't get in the Sport. You have the key fob on you, either in your pocket or in your purse. Kick in the center of that bumper, and you get a hands-free tailgate. If your hands are full, this is very convenient. To whereas on the Sport trim, it's a manual liftgate button. You would be pressing that button here and lifting that as well, okay? Now that the trunks are open, or the cargo area, let's go ahead and talk cargo. With the second row seat up, you get about 39 cubic feet of space. If we're to drop that second row seat down, which we're not going to drop them down because the seat belts are in place, but it gets you about 77 cubic feet of space fully if those seats are down, okay? That is a 60%er back seat rest and a 40%er, all right? And they do come adjustable so you can drop the angles for that lower back. On the left-hand side, cubby. On the right-hand side, cubby. If there's a spare tire on these cars, let me know. I did not find one, but again, okay, 12-volt outlet here. Same idea here on the Sport Touring, but again, the Sport Touring does come with a subwoofer on the right-hand side of the car. So you're getting more of the premium sound on the Sport Touring, okay? So now let's go ahead and shut these tailgates. Mention one difference before we go into the interior. Up top, the spoiler itself is painted the black gloss look, richer feel on the Sport Touring. To here on the Sport is kind of a dark gun, or a matte black, let's just say. Kind of looks dark gray or a matte black, all right? But now that we're done talking about the specs, the differences of exteriors, and some cargo area, let's go ahead and show you guys the differences on the interior. So the main differences from the Sport trim, we're sitting in the 2024 Sport Trim Hybrid, okay? So right off the bat, the 14 main differences that's going to meet the eye in the Sport trim compared to the Sport Touring. Let's start with the seats. The seats come leather trim instead of cloth, okay? And the passenger seat in the Sport Touring comes electric as well. This is manual in the Sport. So one less seat comes manual, okay? Now the door panel. The door panel itself, mentioned the Bose premium sound system that you're getting inside the Sport Touring that you're not getting in the Sport. The memory seating that you would see 2 buttons here on the Sport Touring, and then the power liftgate button that you would be getting on the Sport Touring here, okay? Now moving to the steering wheel. What are the 2 main differences on the steering wheel? That source button there, along with the heated steering wheel. You'll see that in the Sport Touring, it is literally placed right here. Moving forward, rear view mirror, there's 2 main differences. A frameless rear view mirror in the Sport Touring, to where here there is a frame and you have a manual little flange, or whatever you want to call that, a lip or a tongue, that you're going to get to go into night mode, to where the Sport Touring will have an on and off button and parking garage buttons. Moving forward, infotainment screen, the Sport gets the 7-inch, to where the Sport Touring has the 9-inch touch sensitive. The Sport has the hard buttons, to where the Sport Touring is all touch sensitive, and the Sport Touring will have 2 hard buttons here on the top left of the screen, okay? You also have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay in the Sport Touring, along with the Honda Satellite with voice recognition, okay? And also traffic recognition in the Sport Touring, okay? So that's the difference in tech. Moving forward, the wireless charging pad, that is something completely different as well, okay? Now, guys, just wanted to show you guys what it kind of looks like when the car is on, and wanted to show you guys what the camera looks like when you're backing up on both cars. So just kind of giving you guys a look and going back into parking, and just a kind of a look around, all right? So we mentioned the differences, but just kind of want you to see what the 2024 CR-V looks like in the Sport Hybrid. But now that we're done with the front of the interior on the Sport, let's go ahead and shoot over to the back seats and show you guys that. So now, second row seating in the Sport. The main difference is the cloth over to the leather seating in the Sport Touring. But again, other than that, I want to kind of give you guys an overview of what the second row seat looks like. I mentioned dropping this seat down. And this seat is down, but you do not have a flat from second row to cargo area surface. Just wanted to point that out to you guys. It is adjustable on the backrest. Armrest with cup holders there. And in front of the bench seat, you get one pocket that is just on the passenger, and that is standard for CR-V. In between, 2 USB-C plugins and some vents for your air. But now that we're pretty much done showing you guys the Sport, let's go ahead and show you guys the differences on the Sport Touring. All right, so now sitting in the Sport Touring, and everybody, I just want to mention right off the bat, for an extra like $6,000 on top of your price tag, this is what you're going to be getting. I said 14 differences, but now let's say 15 because we noticed something else that meets the eye, okay? Let's start with the seating. The perforated leather, just phenomenal look in the CR-V with the electric passenger seat, okay, to where the Sport was manual. Moving over to the door panel. The door panel comes with the Bose premium sound system, as mentioned, and you'll get that here, and you'll see the extra tweeters in the A-pillar. Memory seating, and you might notice the piano black gloss trim going across the door panels and also the dashboard with that tailgate button. Remember I mentioned that you'll have an electric tailgate button, okay? Coming over to the steering wheel does not have that source button anymore, all right, that the Sport did. Heated steering wheel button that you get right there to where the Sport was just empty. Moving forward to the infotainment screen. The infotainment screen is the 9-inch. Remember the hard buttons down here on the Sport to where this is touch sensitive, and the 2 hard buttons here on the top left. Remember, the Sport Touring gets the Apple CarPlay, the Android Auto, along with the Honda Satellite voice recognition and the traffic assist, or the traffic traffic assist, we'll just say. Up top, over that infotainment screen, the frameless rear view mirror is very nice looking inside. And again, the garage door openers with the on and off button for that rear view mirror. Now dropping down, the wireless charging pad that you get also as well. That is something different, and that is a very nice feature to have. But again, everybody, wanted just to kind of show you guys what the CR-V looks like in the new style. I mean, not the new style, we get it in 2023, but just want to kind of give you guys an update. If you guys want more of an in-depth review video, check out our other videos at Vagabond Builds. But again, tilt slide sunroof option with that manual visor in both. So the Sport does get that as well. Just wanted to mention that as well, okay? Now that we're done here, let's go ahead and show you guys the second row seating and finish off. So now second row seating in the Sport Touring, and this is what the leather bench looks like with the perforated leather. But again, overall, pretty much similar. Cup holders, armrest. In front of us, USB-C plugins, air vents, one pocket. All right, no pocket on the driver, okay? But guys, we're pretty much done. So as promised, here's the MSRP sticker to first the Sport Hybrid trim. And now here's the MSRP sticker to the Sport Touring Hybrid, and you guys can get a load of that, see what's coming on each car and the price tag on top. Let us know what you guys think in the comment section below. We appreciate you guys watching our channel here at Vagabond Builds. Keep watching, stay tuned. We have more cool things coming. Thank you, and God bless you.